Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another Nexus Gaming Series matchup. Tonight, Part 2, featuring Sugarman's Soggy Sandwich Shop versus Cosmos. Our map bans for the blue team tonight are Braxis and Sky Temple. Meanwhile, Cosmos banning both Alterac Pass and Garden of Terror. We're in Div D tonight, and we are going to start on a map that might be familiar to some of you. We're on Tomb of the Spider Queen again. We'll see how it goes. I did fix my alerts this time, so the sounds should be far less jarring. I was able to fix the volume control, and I tested it. I had it set to 50, and now I have it set to 8. So, should be much better on the ears if we get a raid or a follow or anything of the such. So, honestly, thank you for pointing that out, Canny, because it's been on my mind for a minute to fix. We have Sugarman's team trickling in as I was sitting there with Cosmos waiting for coin flip. Did I add Gibbs Death? No, not yet. I have not added Gibbs Death yet. As we're sitting there waiting for Sugarman's team to come in, I realized that none of them were online, and they did not realize they had to play a game in 10 minutes. So, literally one of them just woke up, and the rest of the team is trickling in. I wish Sugarman's team the best. Oh, they're all in the lobby, so credit to them. They got the boys together in a hurry. It was probably 4, maybe 5. I believe it was 4. Maybe the 5th. I don't know if he died at the end yet, that we didn't catch one, but we were definitely at 4. Chat was popping off. They were enjoying it. All right. We got everybody in here. All right. All right. Bring it on. Who says that? Is that a Hellbat? No. I think that was the StarCraft 1 Vulture sound. Yes, it definitely was. That's the StarCraft 1 Vulture sound when he spawns. He goes, all right, bring it on. Anyway, I like to pretend I'm a voice actor. Maybe in another life. We got the all clear from both teams, so let's get into drafting some heroes of the Storm variety. Guerrero is yapping. Yo, Team Cosmos has some pretty crazy levels overall. They're all above like 2,200 levels, with some of them in the 3,000 and 4,000s. These men are gamers. These people. I think they're all guys. It doesn't matter. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Waiting for players to join. And let's see what we decide to ban first. So no Pado tonight for Sugarman's team. So the emphasis on Vala and Zul'jin not going to be there as much as it would be on a normal night, but Doesn't mean they still may not pick those heroes. I believe Night Knight is a Zul'jin Enjoyer, if I remember correctly. First ban, they're waiting until the last second. It's going to be Stitches. He wants to play, but he's not going to be able to have the opportunity here on Tomb. And no Megadeth for the ETC. He bought the Megadeth, but he's going to have to return it. At least until the next game. Two tanks already off the board. I suspect to see the Johanna ban from one of these teams. Or that could very easily be first pick. Instead, the Stuki. Removed from existence. And Anduin ban, okay. So, best tank available is Johanna. We saw it just a couple, or not a couple games ago. I was going to say a couple of minutes, but that's also not relevant. We saw it a game ago that Johanna was first pick, and I suspect more of the same here from Cosmos. Yeah, I can see into the future. So Imbuement grabs the Joe Mama. And it's like an instant replay. Nazebo and, oh, okay, no no Ariel, but we do see a Deckard Cain. The old man playing the old man. That is Nazebo in 3 straight games tonight. We have Brightwing picked up there by Icon. And Silver Jackal out of Tassadar. Excuse me. Bit of a yawn. So what do they need? They still need to take an offlaner. They still need a DPS. Probably want to ban either something like a Leo or a Blaze. Obviously, if they play Hogger, they could ban the Hogger too, but Leo Blaze probably the best available offlaners. Yeah, and we're going to see the Leo ban. And I half suspect this to be a Varian ban, just knowing what Sugar's team plays, and obviously it's good into Joe. Biblically accurate old man. And yeah, Varian ban. I have cast both these teams a fair bit, so kind of know what they're thinking. Alright, we have an off-lane Blaze. Oh, excuse me, that's a main tank Blaze. Dr. J is going to be tanking tonight, so that's a main tank Blaze. And Night Knight has a Felstad, so super strong late game team fighting here from the side of Sugarman's. And obviously Cosmos, one of those teams that's just online from level 1 with this Tassadar Joe Mama. Let's see if they go with... I was going to say Greymane, but we see a Raynor instead and Rexar from Odd Thought. Really like the Rexar. I think Boars is going to be quite broken at 20. It's going to force the Falstad Gust out every time, as Deckard won't be able to, cleanse anything. He can yell at them from his front yard, but there's not going to be much in the way of cleanses coming his way. A couple of potions, perhaps 3 potions, would be enough. And, okay, wait, Sugar is tanking tonight. Okay, so Sugar typically off lanes, but with the roster switcheroo that their team had to do tonight, it looks like we're going to have Dr. J in the off lane and Sugarman on Murden off laning. Very cool. Definitely give the slight early game nod to Cosmos. I think they're going to be a little bit stronger coming out of the gate firing, but If Sugarman's team get up to 20s, get their Pinnacle quests online, get Vile Infection, I think they're going to be quite scary to deal with post 20. But a very snowbally map. You never know what is going to happen. So I'll shut up and stop yapping, and I'll introduce our teams tonight. From left to right, it is Sugarman's Soggy Sandwich Shop, Guardo King on the Nazebo, Night Knight playing Falstad, Sugarman playing the Blaze, Cranky Rhino on Deckard Cain, or excuse me, Sugarman on the Muradin. He looked like he had Muradin. And Dr. J on the Blaze. From right to left, in red, it is Cosmos. Silverjackal vibing there on the Tassadar. We have Nay on his surfboard playing Raynor. Icon on the Brightwing. Imbuement on Joe Mama. And Odd Thought with the Rexar. Slay them all heroes. We have auto attack Falstad. You love to see it. Ace in the hole, Jimmy. They do have a lot of slows on that team, so it kind of makes sense. Joe going Laws of Hope. Big mistake there, in my opinion, with this auto attack Falstad. You want to be able to blind him as much as humanly possible. Going to be quite hard to do that without the additional Joe. Without the additional blind, excuse me. Ding. Dr. J establishing dominance, but getting polyed, getting slowed, getting run down by Raynor. Dominance not quite established. And instead, Dr. J, you're getting auto-attacked to death. Run, friend. Okay, he's fine. We don't have first blood just yet. Nazebo at 14 stacks, and I mean, Falstad and Nazebo just rotating in and out of lane the entire game. Ooh, that's jump taken down by, I believe that was Poly? Maybe it was the Raynor Q. Either way. Good job by Sugar not dying there. Dr. J does not have tap, so gonna have to full back here. Red team almost catching Night Knight out. And if you are Sugarman's team here, you have to be a little careful, because the poly is brutal to deal with just on its own. But then you have a wall from Tassadar, you have Johanna with the scoop. Muradin can just kind of get farmed if he ends up losing his jump. So there's the poly. Again, the Rexar engaged this time is going to be enough. And a nice rotate here from Rexar is going to claim first blood for our red team. Cosmos stepping out ahead, and as I was talking about how farmable Muradin can be, well, there you go. It is going to be Blood Ritual there from Nazebo. Spider's connecting onto Nay, though. Good spell armor from Icon. Gonna make sure he doesn't take too much damage from those little bugs. And Guardo King with the level 4 now is going to be able to have a lot more sustain in lane with that Blood Ritual. Something I learned yesterday when I was casting, that when an enemy dies while poisoned by Voodoo, restore 2% max health and mana. So not just for kills, but mostly just an ARAM talent. Nice route there from Deckard Cain. No stacking, though. He decided to go the real talent instead of the ARAM talent. Unlucky. And we have a gank in the bottom lane. Misha switched to firefighting form. Smoky. What does Dr. J did a full circle? He did a full circle around Misha. That looks so weird. It looked like such a meme. Guardo King caught by the Tassadar wall. Nay, not quite connecting on the Q that would have got the kill. And look at the rubies in there. Holy smoke. Sugarman, is he going to go in there and get those rubies? He's going to go in there and get those rubies, aren't you? Oh, come on. Boost those healing numbers up. Yeah. Oh, he let them all fall. Cranky should be yelling at his tank right there. Nice poly. Again, the wall. This time, the damage is there. That's a big root from Deckard Cain. Night Knight trying to get as much damage in as he can. But 2 now to nothing. In favor of Cosmos. Dr. J has to be careful here. Oddthought doesn't have a ton of mana, but enough to stall. Meanwhile, Night Knight, ooh, getting really close to the Brightwing, almost getting a kill there. Both teams have their turn in. They almost have exactly the same number of gems, but Cosmo's going to be the first to claim the Webweavers, and they will be descending here shortly. Meanwhile, Dr. J and Oddthought exchanging blows here in the bottom lane. Dr. J using that E to escape more than to engage, but it's keeping him alive, and that's the important thing. Wordle King caught out just a smidge. Nice poly here, imbuement. Gonna be running down the Nazebo, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get the kill. Now Nazebo caught out an island a little bit. If a hammer connects, and looks like it had missed just previously. Reiki Rhino. Again, the poly doing terrible, terrible damage. The spider almost getting the kill. Raynor stepping forward, getting a nice kill there onto the Deckard Cain. And help is being called for here by the blue team. The wall going to catch Misha. And Tassadar with these long Qs in this W build. Holy cow. But, nice stun there in the back line. It's not going to do too much. The first fort will fall. But all the gems were recovered. Cosmos has cemented an early lead here, up 4 kills to 0. They're a full level ahead. But they are actually behind in overall gems. Just slightly. Just slightly. $99 stacks for Falstead. Look at that root there. And it's a double wall in from the Nazebo. Icon going to be able to get the shift in on his tank. And a Dr. J of 33 gems would love to get these out of his hands here. Because until level 10, you feel very scared as a Blaze. Sugarman going to be seen from the flare, but it's not going to matter. Looks like red team very comfortably just going to get their camp out, allow the sandwich shop to get their turn in here. And are we going to see a little bit of a gank here? Nice stun by the Blaze, and a couple of auto attacks should be enough. A little bit of miss micro there from Night Knight, though. And Oddthought will live. Now here comes the cavalry. Shield being used onto Sugar. He's able to shield, or jump out of there, excuse me. But Dr. J still taking the brunt of the damage. Here comes the battlecruiser. It is operational and fully charging towards the bottom fort. 23 stacks from the Joe Mama. I don't know why I started calling her that exclusively, but here we are. And blue team has yet to get their turn in here. We do see a guard jumped into the top lane. And I can't think of a better time to go through our level 10s. Red team hit him first, so we'll start with them. It is going to be a black hole. Blink heal as Sugar tries to get some stacks here. Boar's being used. Trying to save Misha, and I guess successfully will do so. Now the rest of the team here. Icon goes in to save. Beautiful Q there from a Raynor to stop Deckard Cain from trying to tell a bedtime story. Anyway, I got interrupted. We do see Boar's shield and the battlecruiser. Meanwhile, for the blue team, we have Gargantuan, Sleep, Gust, Avatar, and Bunker. Dr. J skirting away. Nazebo at 116 stacks and doing a great job keeping pace. Silver Jackal caught out now. The auto attacks from Falstead negated by this black hole, but he is still sleeping. And it's going to be a 3-on-3 here in the top lane. Raynor's trying to make his way up. Wordle King here now to provide a wall perhaps behind them. But instead, Raynor caught in the bottom bush. No healing, rather no stasis available yet, as he doesn't have 13s. And who's ganking who? Turns out the Raynor was ganking the Nazebo. And the red team Webweavers will be descending for the second time. But blue team still has all of their gems. I think. Right? Am I crazy? Did they turn in already? Did I miss something? I don't think they got a turn in. They may have lost a lot of gems with that Nazebo, actually. Unless they turned in 30 and I just missed it. Which is possible. Gargantuan going to be used in the top lane. help clear out the spider as much as possible, trying to save this top fort. Here come the boars. Night Knight taking a lot of damage from the Tassadar, but he will live. Guerdo King getting run down from Raynor. And this top fort is not long for this world. Minus 40 does hurt, though, as Nay very quickly finds out. And Silver Jackal has been farming damage here. I gotta imagine he's top damage. Are we going to see a shield? Yes, it is. That's going to interrupt the jump. And it's a nice gust from Night Knight to be able to save his tank and any subsequent damage from coming out onto Sugar. Leading the way in damage. Yeah, Tassadar at 30k. Raynor there as well. Deckard Cain gonna have to pass out a lot of bandages to his team here. Nice wall. Gonna catch the Tassadar. Let's see if there's enough damage to follow it up. The black hole connects to 3 people. The Johanna's the first to fall. It's a good Q from Raynor, but I had just a smidge late. Stun from Dr. J. He's got 52 gems, almost a full turn in by himself. And Tassadar is going to get caught. And a couple of auto attacks. Look at that damage from Falstad. Pretty fair hero, by the way. And Dr. J willing his team forward. Getting a couple really nice stuns here. A little bit of life from the sandwich shop. Good pings there from Dr. J. And it looks like boss has been called. And they do have some excellent boss turn. Falstad's going to be able... Falstad has to be very careful here. And they're trying to run him down, but okay, that Gust is still available. Nazebo is on this objective. Johanna's going to be spawning soon. Tassadar is here as well. They stun the Misha, they kill the Misha, and that's going to be some additional stacks for both the Nazebo and Falstad. Now, Gust is not available because he had to Gust to save his life, but Raynor's running him down in the bottom lane. 90 HP, but he has enough to get out of there, and now this has turned into a very disastrous-looking fight here. Both DPS for Sugarman's team is quite low, and Night Knight now gets caught by this Q, and that's 36 gems sitting on the floor. This could be a disaster. I mean, I think it already has turned into a disaster. Sugar doesn't have enough mana to jump. The boss has been captured by the red team. Sugarman's team just lost about 80 gems. They're not going to get the turn-in. They're not going to get their boss, and just when they had a little bit of life, it is snatched away by Nay and his giant gun. His medium-sized gun. His pretty normal-sized gun, actually. But the Raynor proving to be the difference maker so far in these team fights. And it is kind of weird when a bunker's gonna have to be used here immediately. Dr. J, yeah, gonna have to bunker there. The throw pit is certainly online. Blaze is going to get run down. And this is a relatively scary push here. I know it's only 14 to 16 in kills. Yeah, it looks like they're not going to be able to stick around here much longer. Good poly from Icon. Icon really playing well here with these polys. But Nay is caught out a little bit. Nice Q there. We'll disengage any further shenanigans. 19, he won't die. Night Knight wants to kill so bad, but he just won't die. Misha stays alive. He's the best boy. Nay and his massive guns. Yeah. Getting back to my point where I was going with that. Silver Jackal is caught out here, though. Night Knight, look at the couple auto attacks. What a beautiful gust there from Night Knight. That is how you play Falstad. Really, really well played there. What's up, Mosley? With this Raynor as the blue web weavers are descending, I've seen more Raynors in team fights just sitting there like AFK while the team fight, like very much how that team fight happened. Like both DPS were just sitting here getting run down by a Raynor, and it's like nobody saw him because like you just don't think of a Raynor as really pumping that much. But Ace and the whole Raynor keeping up with the Tassadar despite the 2 deaths. Web Weavers for the blue team aren't going to do much here. They have a long way to go before they get another turn in. Meanwhile, only about 9 gems away for Cosmos until they get their next turn in. Nay and Icon going to tag team the Bruiser Camp for Cosmos. Cranky and his companions. The DPS just walk by. Both DPS for Sugarman's team walked by the camp, did not help, while both their tank and healer were on it. That is hilarious. Appreciate you, Mosby. And now flight was canceled. Was used and canceled? Yeah, it was canceled, okay. I thought I heard the whistling. And I did. So now the teams are on the same talent here. Let's see what they can do with it. The slow is going to produce a few rubies, and Sugar kind of full commits to this. Here comes a black hole, going to disengage the tank, and it looks like they're just going to try to kill Sugar and do an effective job at that. Kind of a weird damage profile here with the blue team. They have the ability to jump in with Muradin, but the only person that can really follow is the Falstad. Nazebo really has to poke, use the walls, catch people out, and Dr. J, speaking of catching people out, gonna get polyed here, but the Q might be able to save him, and I think it does, yeah, so as well as the rain has been playing, just a bit of a misstep there, and Dr. J will live at about 200 HP in a dream. We are approaching level 20s. Falstad at 230 stacks, only 70 stacks away from that next pinnacle. Nazebo will have Vial Infection done. Again, if Sandwich Shop can hold on until level 20s, and they're going to have to endure another barrage of a level 20 Webweaver here with Cosmos barreling down and already one keep down. This fort is going to go down. They're going to have to try to hold on to this keep and try to get their 20s, but it's going to be tough. The Sandwich Shop has to play well in these next couple of minutes to make sure they get their level 20s. And unfortunately, they're going to lose a lot of their wave clear here. Gordo King caught out. Sugarman trying to stop them. And maybe it's a nice distraction, honestly. I don't know what else they could try to do. They tried to Gust to save him, but I mean, there's absolutely no chance that he lives. And now the boars are going to be used. Shield's still available. Let's see if they try to go after the tank. Jump not quite available for another 2 seconds as Icon throws Spell Shield onto everybody, but that might be enough to save him. Yeah, 400 HP is enough. Second Wind is going to be used, and now Falstad is the chore of cleaning up top lane here without an additional DPS to support him. Blaze is clearing out the bottom lane, and this big scary push. Are they going to catch Cranky Rhino out? The potions are good, but not good enough. Night Knight has to be very careful here not to get caught, and unfortunately he does. And that should be the game now. Looks like Cosmos is going to full commit to this core with a couple people dead. Dr. Dre, though, big stun there from the Blaze. And Bunker is still available, so he pops Bunker. Really need Sugar to get into that as well. Gordo King is here. Good stun from Dr. J, who's absolutely farming in the backline. So much damage, and the core is trying to help. But the Tassadar wall, the upgraded 20, proving to be too much to deal with for both the Blaze. Misha will fall. And the core is really trying to help, but I think that was the last bastion of hope for the Sandwich Shop. GGs are out, and Cosmos will take game 1 here of this best of 3 tonight. That is the second time in as many casts as we have seen Nazebo get Vial Infection but not get level 20s. And you really need one without the other. Another rather dominant performance. The team that is going to Tomb of the Spider Queen is taking care of business. Not a lot of back and forth there. A 18-minute game and 17-3 in kills. The throw pit definitely online, as Calamansi mentioned. Sandwich Shop had the world by the balls, but unfortunately let it slip, and that is a direct quote from Eminem. Leading the way in damage, as we've seen, Tassadar hitting massive Qs all game. Rainer proving that he's not just a camp taker, but he is also a damage maker. Ace in the hole. These are our talents as well. The level 20s were quite good. The long wall proving to be the reason that they were able to end. I think if both the Muradin and Blaze had gotten back in the core and healed up a bit, it would have been a lot harder for Cosmos to end. But couple nice picks at the end, and that'll wrap it up. So we'll head to a game 2 here. We will get Cosmos their well-earned point on the board, and let's see where we're heading for our next matchup. Alright, we're still waiting on our next map. And it looks like a lobby is up. And we are going, no surprise, to Infernal Shrines. I can only assume this was picked by Sugarman's Soggy Sandwich Shop. This is very much a staple. I do like map pick. Well, we had everybody in here, and now Crakey is back out of here, so. Alright, we got everybody now all ready to rock and roll. We're swapping the memento. Okay. Oh, we have Pedo. Nice. Do 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 do. We're just waiting on our host now to fix the lobby. A game PTSD. He just bailed. Like, I'm done with this shit. Let someone else heal and deal with this. These band of knuckleheads. Oh! I suppose I forgot the hard-earned point on the board. That was the result. Pato got here from here. Welcome to Self the Quiet, by the way. We just finished game 1 of this best of 3. Cosmos won game 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We are now waiting on 1 for Cosmos. And a moment later, they said they're ready. So, here we go. Infernal Shrines. I love when teams don't ask me if I'm ready. They just assume, and I appreciate that. Because between games, I am always ready for you. Okie dokie. Game 2, Infernal Shrines. Still, I think, the most played map in all of NGS. By a pretty significant margin, I would say. And with the addition of... oh, I was going to say of Zildjian. With the addition of Pato, as I hiccup through my sentence, we see the Zildjian band. As expected. Johanna Mama band again. I really have to stop saying it. I have to stop saying Joe Mama about Johanna. And thankfully that she's banned, I won't have to even say it out loud again. So, thank you for that. I think if you're not going to play the Blaze, I would ban the Blaze here. The Blaze was popping off late game with these stuns. Okay, it's going to be Stukov. Maybe they're going to try to take the Blaze for first pick. And Scary Gary is banned. 2 tanks, DPS, healer. I mean, I like Dahaka here. I like... You saying you won't say it in game 3? I mean, I hope we get to that point. That thought did cross my mind. If I get to a game 3, I'm going to have to say it. Wow, of all the first picks, I was not going to guess Kel'Thas. But here we are. So... Pato immediately slams Blade or Vala. And, I mean, Hogger, Tahaka, Blaze, I think it's offlaner here. Or, you know, whatever. Could be just the Stitches. Why not? This means they're going to take the Anduin, and then they're also going to take a Nubarak. This should be a Nubarak Anduin. Ta-da! Yeah, I'm not hopeful either. Oh, come on, Cranky. You gotta believe. You gotta believe in the heart of the cards. What do you ban here now? I like a Tychus ban. I like Blaze. I guess you don't want to ban whatever offlane you're gonna play. Yeah, Hogger. What's best available healer here? Malfurion, probably? Yeah, ban the Blaze, that makes sense. But it still leaves the Haka up, which I really like, especially in the Kel'Thas Anduin. So Haka, it should be Haka healer. I guess Brightwing's pretty good, especially with the Kel'Thas. And it's good with the Poly. Okay, Brightwing and Dahaka here. Take the 2 globals. Okay, never mind. No one plays Malfurion. Yeah, I know. Leo Tassadar, which are also... I mean, Tassadar feels a little sus. I'm always scared when I see an Nubarak if I'm Tassadar, but I think something like a Jaina would have been a little bit better, just for a little bit more mobility. I mean, Haka's still on the board. Oh, but we're just to see Rexar again, and it is Tychus. Okay. Love the Tychus here. Rexar play obviously was quite strong last game as well. Gonna need a healer. They do play a lot of Uther, but that's more of a Cranky Rhino special. Let's see what they decide to go with here. I think I'm still happy with Brightwing. Especially if it's Pyroblast. I think if it's not Brightwing, then Pyro's kind of free. It's gonna be Rhaegar. Okay. He's gonna fight till his last breath. I don't think I favor one draft super heavily over another. I think they're both relatively even. I would, if I was, my instinct says to give the nod a little bit towards Cosmos because of just like Tychus and the Rexar 20. But Silence and Tomb and Farflight and Double Ancestral pretty good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. From left to right tonight, our home team in blue. It is Sugarman's Soggy Sandwich Shop. Guardo King on Tassadar. Sugarman himself, the chef, making sandwiches. No, he looks like he's making some meat there on the stitches. Dr. J on his bar of soap playing Leo. Pato on Vala and bringing up the rear. We have Night Knight on Rhaegar. From right to left, it is Cosmos in red. Icon playing Anduin. Odd Thought again on the Rexar. Silver Jacko playing Kel'Thas. Nay on Tychus. And Imbuement on the Nubarak Obama. Q build there from the Vala. We have a Stitches going globes, immediately throwing out a hook. The Flare going to provide a lot of vision this game to make sure. Wow, look at Stitches already getting so low. Nice stun there from Imbuement, and immediately first blood from the Rexar. And just like that, they come out firing not even 30 seconds in. This Dr. J is going to get Scene with the flare. He throws a flare at him, just for good measure. And Stitches didn't even get his first globe. It's an absolute disaster. Bument diving in, but catching the stray Q. Silver Jackal is quite low. If they get a hook onto him... Okay. Tychus and Anduin already on the camp here for Cosmos as Leo kills a bear in the top lane. So siege camp already completed. Let's see if they try to get a pick. Sugar looking for a hook. It doesn't exactly have the CC follow-up necessary to get a kill. Please, the soak. Dr. J, the soak. No, Dr. Oh. Dr. J. We gotta talk. Sugar checks a bush only to find 4 angry red team members. And now with the wall, surely this is gonna make him full E out. Sugar trying to find a nice hook. I like the angle there. It wouldn't have actually worked. It would have pulled him to here because he didn't give him enough space. It's kind of a weird Stitches, not really glitch, but just something you kind of have to play around. Gordo King is very much just vibing alone in the top lane. It's a nice cleanse. He just kind of hung out, clearing the camp in vision right next to the Nubarak. And I mentioned earlier, as a Tassadar, I am scared of the Nubarak for this reason. Dr. J has been doing a really good job sieging this top lane. Beating up the Rexar rather effectively. And despite being down a kill, Sugar's team is pretty even in XP. Nay and Icon, I have been here before with the Tychus. This feels like an eternity. Well, it would have felt less of an eternity if he'd thrown the grenade on the camp, but here we are. He finally completes it. I mean, it's not a bad habit to get keep track of that, but yeah, there's the flare. Okay. So Sugar looking for a hook. Only going to find a minion this time around. It's going to be a 5-on-5. Red team slightly ahead. And Night Knight now caught out a little bit. But the bomb spread could be big here. Sugar bringing a gift back to his friends. And this camp already cleared up for the blue team. So I like what Cosmos is doing here. They're going back and tapping, and then they're going to look to re-engage on something. Tassadal wall already being used, and we see the bomb spread. Both Dr. J, Night Knight, and Sugar on fire. Night Knight now at 200 HP is going to have to heal up slowly. And blue team, nobody has actually started this objective. It looks like red going to try to get their level 7 advantage. But it's a big Q here from KT. They're trying to ping the Vala, but the Stitches and Leo are the first to fall. Both frontline going kablamo. And 3-0 in kills in favor of Cosmos, who are poised to get this top objective. And the first Punisher of the match. Pato already has 12 stacks, which is pretty good, honestly. Wait, Leo... Honestly, I didn't even scroll over here because I didn't think the Leo was actually going to respawn here, so I didn't even bother to look. But now, 21 monkeys for Cosmos jumping on the bed. Pato eating forward, and that is the predictability of Vala that goes Q-build. You kind of always know they're going to E somewhat near where they just were. Because they want the additional stack, right? You got to get more stacks. Got to get them dings, bro. But where a auto-attack Vala will be far more predictable, or less predictable, excuse me, because of Death Dealer and the resets. Once you see the Q, there's kind of a timing with it. You can kind of just tell when that's going to happen. And Imbuement taking advantage of that cadence and doing a really nice job getting a pick there on the Vala. But with Monster Killer and 15 stacks now, this Punisher, gonna get so much damage. Holy, the fire bombs. Oh no. Oh no, it's a disaster. Holy cow, they exploded. They absolutely exploded. There's no other word to describe what I just witnessed. It was a massacre. It was like Dexter played HOTS, and they are going for more. Gordo King is here, but the minus 40 is real, but not real enough. The pull? Oh my god. He's on his knees. He's still living. Icon, really nice play here of the Anduin, prioritizing exactly where he needed to make sure that nobody else died. Nay is going to get caught by the Stitches hook, but Light Bomb, you know what? That is not the first, second, or third time I have seen a Light Bomb Tychus on purpose, where a Light Bomb has actually connected onto the Tychus. They have E'd forward with Light Bomb several times this NGS season. Which is funny, because, like, you would... If you see it with a Tychus, you should see it on other mobile heroes. Like, obviously Genji is the number one, but, like, Vala has an E. You could Light Bomb Vala. You know, you could Light Bomb Sylvanas if you wanted to. But I haven't seen that. But I've seen Tychus, like, 4 times this season, and it just tickles me in the right way every time. Let's go over our level 10s here. I already mentioned the Light Bomb about 16 times. Pyroblast, Commandeer Odin, Unleash the Boars, and Cocoon from the Anubarak. Tychus here, lying in the bush, has the minigun activated. You can see his cannon here, all shiny and red. Means that Trait is ready to rock and roll, ready to do some damage. Couple of Qs connecting again, and Bumit gonna pop that spell shield. And now with level 10s, we do have Gorge online. Rain of Vengeance, Ancestral, Black Hole, and... Ooh, but caught is Pado. Ancestral gonna be used, and I think it's gonna be enough to save him, but just slightly. Black Hole not gonna really do much, and it's a nice route and a ton of CC coming through onto the Stitches. It's a good cleanse, but it will not be an... Oh, it will be just enough, excuse me, at 35 HP. Stitches, living his best life with his eggs in his pan, looking for a Gorge here before this next objective. And a Gorge here around this time would do well to secure this objective for the side of Sugarman Soggy Sandwich Shop. But instead, they are waiting in this bush. Gordo King, don't check that, please, I'm begging you. Oh, it's a bush check, and Gordo King will fall. That guy did say that he needs to be up to drive his friend to the airport, so I'm gonna say that that was an intentional thing. He's just trying to end the game faster. Oh, I can't believe that hooked at hint. That's unlucky. Just skimmed the cloak there of the KT, and can't really cocoon after the E. And now nice Rain of Vengeance icon there with the pull. Nice play there from Anduin. And we have a big entomb. Let's see if we have enough damage to actually kill something here. Minigun and Nay in the bottom lane. Tychus going in and getting the kill, but finally, first blood for the side of Sugarman Soggy Sandwich Shop. The cocoon pays off. They are able to get both the Tychus and the Anubarak, and now it is a 1-for-2 in favor of the blue team, and they are poised to get their first objective here of this match. Level 13's online for Cosmos. 31 globes for the KT, 23 for Vala, and only 14 globes for the Stitches. Notably, Tychus already has 10 kills on his Master Assassin at level 4, and with that completed quest, that Odin at 20 is going to slap. Gorge is up. Let's see what they try to do with it. Imbuement, I expect to try to eat this next jump from the Punisher. Rexar does kill the top fort. Nice pull immediately used there, but no pull available, and it's 5-on-4. Let's see if Dr. J wants to go for an entomb, and it really doesn't matter who he catches as long as it's not the Anubarak. And instead, they are going to just catch this mid-soak. Try to get a black hole onto Rexar, and oh my god, it actually almost connects. Boars are going to be used, and we're going to have a big counter engage here. The hook onto Odd Thought is going to connect. Beautiful Rain of Vengeance from Vala. But the Pyroblast and, okay, Nubarak's gonna fall to light. He ends up light bombing himself again on the Tychus. I just can't get enough of it. The Pyroblast and Ancestral have been exchanged for each other the last couple team fights. It's working out in favor of the Sandwich Shop. Good evening, for real. This time, the Light Bomb Tychus was something different. The Stitches actually hooked the Tychus that was Light Bombed into himself, which is just next level hilarious to me. Excuse me while I blow my nose for just a moment. Alright. We get a hook. It is onto Rexar, but Gorge not used. That was pull. I need to keep a track of pulls. Okay, so no pull available. But we'll have another one here as 16s are up. And yeah, he immediately slams that additional pull. Let's see if we have it engaged now by the red team. And we do. Pull used immediately. And it's a great hook from Sugar. Is there going to be enough damage? Dr. J looking to go in. Again, we have the Light Bomb Odin, and at this point, it's a plan. This is a part of the strategy, and it's working. The Light Bomb to disengage on the Odin. Misha will fall, but the rest of the team will stay standing. So much Kel'Thas damage. Pado has 45 spell armor, though. Gloom is a pretty good talent, by the way, and a little bit of cheeky spray with that as well. As the Vala player, I have been there. I have been the one getting pyroed on cooldown. It does feel good to have a button that just kind of negates that. And red team has to be careful here. They don't have Cocoon, but Sugar does have Gorge. Ooh, big engage on the Vala. Ancestral, is it going to be in time? Yes, it will, but will he live through it? Doesn't look like it. Instead, we have a Gorge by Sugar onto the Tychus. No pull available. Oh, excuse me, pull is available. And it's going to be used, and 200 HP is going to be enough to save the Tychus. Meanwhile, terrible, terrible damage from this Kel'Thas. Everybody is on fire. And both Rhaegar and the Tassadar are going to find the Hall of Storms. Misha's going to get hooked by the wall. A couple of tower shots. But nothing really going to happen with that. The Entombs have been good, though. And again, if blue team can get 20s, they're going to be pretty scary to deal with. Odin inching closer and closer to having Master Assassin fully complete by 20. Wait, Misha has a Wildfire Boar? Oh, interesting. I feel like I've never seen this talent before. I did not know that existed. It's got the same icon as Burning Beetles. Let's see what kind of hooks we're going to find. And here we have a big engage, and again, the KT damage at level 7. Having this burn flesh has proven to be so brutal to deal with. Paddle's going to pop his spell armor, but it's not really going to matter here. The grenade going to finish the kill. The cocoon out, and Tassadar can do not much. Night can do not much, except watch his comrades explode in a lot of hellfire. Now 18-5 in kills, and Cosmos looking strong like they've been doing all season. They're going to try to take this building out. Beaumont, are we not, oh, we're Beetlejuiced. We're not actually, Epicenter. Here comes an Odin. It's going to be used to finish off the remainder of this keep. Master Assassin now fully done. This Odin is going to hit like a truck. Dr. J gets the Entomb onto Silver Jackal. Icon looking for a pull. Is he going to be able to find it? Yes, he will. Night bites in and ends up following the pull from Anduin. But this Punisher shouldn't do too much more damage. It's a Frozen Punisher, doesn't turn off the core. And if the blue team can pull it in, Silver Jackal getting hooked on cooldown right now. Sugar really doing a nice job landing some of these hooks. And yeah, it looks like Cosmos is going to be just content getting the top heap. Oh my gosh, Misha getting hooked as they tried to do the camp on the way out the door. Oh no, they were trying to do the camp. It was just a nice hook on the retreat there. And a bit unlucky for the sandwich shop that both objectives in the top lane got as much value as they did. There's only been one other objective, and it was won by the blue team and they took a fort, so... One objective, one building is the current quota. Look, missing. Pato face-checking a bush and immediately getting cocooned. Looks like they're just going to take the camp and get out of dodge. Pato's just going to sit there and watch helplessly as the other team skirts away. 34 stacks on the Vala. Not bad. We do have an auto-attack talent here from the Leo at 16, who is at an appropriate amount of stacks. You can't do this, friends. You can't do this, friends. Oh god, please leave. Oh god, please leave. Light bomb immediately. Everybody's going onto the stitches. He gorges somebody, but it's not gonna matter. Now the root. Yeah, Vala is super pyroed and very dead. Dr. J, that girl is on fire. Some things just aren't worth the camp. Losing 2 people is one of those things. A couple of catapults in the top lane gonna have to be cleared up. They can't end, I don't think. Maybe 20 Odin ends. I guess maybe if they get more picks. Okay. And they are getting picks, because here... Oh, the grenade. I thought it was going to be enough to bungle up the engage from the Anubarak, but it's not. I guess with Odin they can just end. Oh, and they're getting kills. Yeah, okay. That should probably do it. Yeah, level 20 Odin. They're going to be able to hit the core and finish up this game. A very dominant performance from Cosmos. GG's come out. Everybody from Sandwich Shop can go back to bed now. Appreciate them showing up on a moment's notice. They barely remember that they had to play tonight, so... They did alright. Silver Jackal leading the way in damage and siege and XP. The burned flesh value was gigantic that game. An additional 8% if it hits 2 or more heroes. And it oftentimes hit at least 2, maybe even 3 heroes. Thanks to the nice engages from the Anubarak. That was Coach's fault. Not Coach, Captain. Oh, okay. Not much to say. Pretty succinct games. Both games going about 18 minutes. A lot of kills to not a lot of kills. And let's take a look at what that's going to do in the standings here. We'll give them their hard-earned point on the board. 2 dominations we cast tonight. Bit of a bummer in that regard. I always like to see the best of 3s, but it is what it is. So in Div D, Cosmos now with 4 more additional points is going to jump ahead of Cream Team. And it is a race at the top. We have PRA, Cream Team, and Cosmos at 30 points, 28 points, and 27 points. HLS and Dunkin' Donuts leading just behind those as well. Sugarman Sandwich Shop, though, we are going to see them in the playoffs. If everything holds true right now, I believe they have 1 game. Most of these teams have 1 game left. Or maybe they're even done. They might be done. It's only 9 games, right? Yeah. So... Sandwich Shop is actually in the playoffs. They didn't even really need to play tonight. Actually, this game meant nothing for them. This game meant... If they had won, there was nothing they could do. And if they lost, there was nothing they could do. Meaningless game. Hooray! But Cosmos does jump up into 2nd place now. Looks like PRA can't be caught. So PRA is going to take the number 1 seed. Interesting. I didn't realize this division was so close to being kind of decided already. But yeah, we're kind of in the last week of NGS games for a couple of... I mean, not me, I got 3 more weeks in Nexus. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm out. I'm tired. My voice is sore. Congratulations again to Cosmos. 2-0 victory over Sugarman's Soggy Sandwich Shop. Till next time, thank you all for coming out, supporting NGS, supporting my channel. Love you guys. Be good to each other. We'll see you next time.